Hey guys, in this video we'll be going over the jump and branch instruction more in depth, so stick around to that. Okay, so now let's go over the jump one more time. So the jump pretty much is gonna update our program counter to whatever we want to go, and that's a mnemonic for jump. So if you want to go on some part of the program, you jump up or down depending on what we give, and you can use the indirect, which is absolute addressing. In indirect, like I said before, it's like a div reference in a modern higher programming language, if you have to take that. So you could give a address 1111, so take the address plus 1, 1111 plus 1112, get those values and jump to that location. You can use the indirect absolute, or we can actually just give the location where we want to go. So if I were to load A and get our random value, if we go to notes over here, FA gives a random value, submit and run. As you see, we're stuck here in this infinite loop. So it means it's jumping back and forth. So it works. However, we can also use labels. So let's say label. Let's see. And what a label is pretty much is a way the assembler is going to take care of all of this location for us. So if this should be the exact same, and to make a label, just give it a name and then a colon. So if you run it, it's exact same thing. So that's a quick overview of the jump. So let me clear. Is that? And now let's go over the branching. And what a branch is, it's pretty much like a jump, but it is a conditional. We can only go to a different place in the code depending on the values of our processor status. And it can either it's negative, so either overflow, so either 0, or a carry. So that's all of the values that, if those changes, you can say branch if it's a negative number, branch a positive number, and so forth. So let's go over them. So let's begin with the first one, the n, branch if it's negative. So let's load a negative value like hex 80. I'm gonna assemble and run. See, it gets negative. And let's say branch. Let me put it over here. Comment that out. Branch on minus. On the negative, so it's minus. So branch. All of your branch instructions is going to begin for B, and then this other information that you need on minus. This is the negative, and n has to be equals to 1. Equals to 1. N equals 1. So if it's 1, it's gonna branch. Otherwise, it won't. So branch on minus to, let's say here. Say here. Oh, see. So you're doing a label, much like before. So let's load A with 0 over here, or here let's load A with 1. So let's assemble and let's step. So it's 80. Our negative flag is set. So it's gonna, on the next instruction, it's gonna be a branch. So it jumped over. It's either gonna be a 1 or a 0. It's 1. As you see, a branch if it's a negative one. So now the opposite of that, branch on a positive or a plus. Branch on plus. It's a, so I see branch on plus, so n has to be 0. So let's change this, branch on positive. Let's give it a positive value over here. Let's say, I don't know, 10. All of this is the sign values. So it's the same thing. Expecting the same behavior to happen over here, 0 or 1. So let's assemble. Let's debug. 10 branch. Should be 06 as you hear. Jumped over here. 1. It's not 0. It didn't jump to the next instruction. So that's branch on a positive number. So that was the n value. And of course, you could use the processor status flag. So set the carry flag and so forth if you want to. So now let's go to the next one. Let's go to V, which is the overflow. Branch on overflow set and clear. So branch of overflow. Let's begin with clear. I think that's the one clear. So V has to be equal to 0. So V to overflow flag and C for clear. So let's cause an overflow here. So, well, let's not cause an overflow. So let's put the same example over here. BVC. Is there an overflow over here? So since there shouldn't be any, let's assemble. So 10, there's no overflow. Jump on the same location. As you see, it's 1. It didn't jump to the next instruction over here. So let's go to the other instruction. So branches overflow is set. So overflow, the V flag should be set to 1. So set. And now let's cause an overflow. So let's add 80 with 80. Add if carry 80. So let's assemble. Let's go over it. So 80 at 80 to 80 should be an overflow. You see it's overflow. So branch if overflow is set is 8, and you see it's 1. So it jumped over here. So everything worked fine. And now let's go over the next one. It's the Z over here, and you saw on the other video. So branch on equals to 0. So let's begin with the Z flag. I'll begin with 0. So let's branch not equal 0. And E branch on, say not, it's the N, it's mnemonic, equals 0. So let's add the value 1. Let's leave the same example. Whoops, not 3. So let's tap. So if the Z is, see, it's not set to 0. I mean, here's the Z flag, 606 and 1. Oh, what is that? Let me run 1. Perfect. And now they want to know is branch on equals 0. Equals 0. The Z's status flag has to be set to 1. So change to equal. Oops. Equal 0. Branch equals 0. So let's branch equals 0. Well, let's just load 0. So let's assemble. Step, it is a 0. Branch over there should jump to 06, 06. It jumps, so it means the next command is instruction is that one. And it worked. And the last one is the carry. So branch. So what's gonna affect our carry flag? Set it to 0. Branch on carry clear. So BCC. Branch on carry clear. And to make a carry, well, let's just load 1. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. As long as we don't set the carry flag. So you can jump. Branch over here. Oh, let's give it a 3 over here. As you see, it's a 3. So it work. And then the last one is branch for clear is set. There's 2 sets over here. Branch on carry set. BCS. So let's have a carry. No, let's do the 80 of 80 again. I think that's yeah. Oops. 08 3 and it worked. So that's is all of our branches instructions. And of course you could like manually tell us your branch if you use the clear carry set, the SEC, the set carry, then you have the CLV set overflow, and then clear, I mean that's the clear overflow. So we could use those instructions to manually branch on wheel instead of using the instructions. So that's gonna be it for this video. In the next video I'm gonna go over the stack, and if there's time I'll probably go over the stack commands as well. So see you guys on that video. Thank you.